Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Elmhurst College's Langhorse Field. Tonight is Senior Day for Elmhurst College men's lacrosse as the Blue Jays host North Central College. Senior Day festivities about to begin. We'll turn things over to Elmhurst College Public Address Announcer Luke Tanaka to take you through Senior Day.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Elmhurst College and Langhorse Field for today's Elmhurst Men's Lacrosse Senior Day festivities. Today, we will honor the senior members of the Elmhurst College men's lacrosse team, starting with number 6, Nick Bonastia. Nick is a 4-year letter winner and starter for the Blue Jays at goalkeeper, who has earned second-team All-Conference honors last year. In his career, Nick has played 54 games in goal and owns career totals of 556 saves, 19 wins, 2 shutouts, 150 ground balls, and an assist. His career save percentage is .536, and he is Elmhurst's career leader in saves. A 2-time academic all-conference selection, he will earn a degree in finance and plans to pursue an MBA at Elmhurst. He is a graduate of St. John Vianney High School in Missouri and is the son of Carrie and Robert Bonastia. Number 44, Tony Estrada. Tony is a 4-year member of the Blue Jays who has battled injuries, and that has limited him to appearing in 8 career contests. This season, he has appeared in 5 games and has caused a turnover and has picked up 3 ground balls. He will earn his degree in sports management with a minor in business administration and plans to pursue work in sports marketing. He is a graduate of Lyons Township High School and is the son of Juana and Danielle Estrada. Number 14, Kalani Flowers. Kalani is a 4-year starter and letter winner for the Blue Jays, playing both midfielder and defense. Last year, he became the first 3-time All-Conference honoree in school history by earning his second straight second-team All-Conference honor. He has appeared in 62 career contests and owns career totals of 3 goals, 8 assists, and 11 points, 128 ground balls, and 43 caused turnovers. His 128 ground balls is the 5th highest career total in Elmhurst history. He will earn his degree in sports management and is a graduate of Rogers High School in Washington. He is the son of Lenore and Mark McMillan and is also accompanied by his sister, Kiana. Number 10, Nathan Klimek. Klimek is a 2-year letter winner for the Blue Jays after transferring to Elmhurst prior to the start of his junior year. He's appeared in 12 contests and owns career totals of 4 goals, 2 assists, 6 points, and 3 ground balls. He will earn his degree in psychology with a minor in criminal justice and plans to attend graduate school. He's a graduate of Waubonsie Valley High School and is the son of Jocelyn and Mark Klimek. Number 8, Jackson Mandley. Jackson is a 4-year letter winner for the Blue Jays at midfielder. Jackson has played in 61 career contests and owns career totals of 56 goals, 29 assists, 85 points, and 107 ground balls. He ranks 7th in career history in ground balls while ranking 4th in total points, 5th in goals scored, and 3rd in assists. A 2-time academic all-conference selection, he will earn a degree in sports management and plans to pursue a career in business. He is a graduate of Salisbury High School in Florida and is the son of Sharon and Daniel Mandley. Jake Matchey. Jake is a 4-year letter winner for the Blue Jays at defender. He has played in 53 career games and owns career totals of 1 goal, 55 ground balls, and 52 caused turnovers. He ranks 2nd in Elmhurst career history in caused turnovers. A 3-time academic all-conference selection, he will earn a degree in biology with a minor in chemistry and plans to attend graduate school for genetics or plant biologists. He's a graduate of Wausau East High School in Wisconsin as the son of Laura and Carrie Matchey. Number 29, Charlie Rubin. Charlie is a 4-year letter winner for the Blue Jays at defender. He has played in 37 career contests and owns career totals of 1 assist, 31 ground balls, and 13 caused turnovers. He will earn a degree in history with a minor in political science and plans to attend graduate school. He is a graduate of Naperville Central High School and is the son of Carol Stolt and Richard Rubin. Number 5, Matt Westhaver. Matt is a 4-year starter and letter winner at attacker. His 27 goals this season is the 2nd highest total on the squad. Matt has played in 60 career contests and owns career totals of 91 goals, 23 assists, and 110 ground balls. He is currently Elmhurst's career leader in both points and goals while ranking 4th in assists. A 3-time academic all-conference selection, he will earn his degree in finance and plans to pursue a career in commercial real estate. He is a graduate of Holy Trinity High School in Canada and is the son of Barb and Ken Westhaver. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have one more round of applause for the senior class of the Elmhurst men's lacrosse team.
There you have your senior class of 2017. 8 senior members of the Elmhurst College men's lacrosse team will play their final home game tonight in a Blue Jay uniform at Langhorse Field. Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to BlueJayTV.com. My name is Kevin Jude, bringing you the call on the play-by-play of the Elmhurst College men's lacrosse team taking on North Central College in a CCIW matchup, in a kind of a critical CCIW matchup for both squads. Elmhurst entering tonight's game 6-8 overall, 2-2 in the league. North Central 9-3, 1-2 overall in conference play. The Cardinals, a first-year program, started out on fire, winning their first 8 contests to start the year. Their first 7 contests to start the year before finally falling to Concordia, Wisconsin. They've dropped their last 2, both of those to conference opponents, 4-8 to Carthage on the 15th of April, and just earlier this week they fell to Augustana 9-5. They have played some very, very strong lacrosse, though, in the early part, in the first part of their season, of their debut season as well. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays enter tonight 2-2 in league play, 6-8 overall. Elmhurst dropped a lot of close contests early on in the season, a 1-goal loss to Hendricks, a 1-goal loss to Alma, a 2-goal loss to Hope, and a 2-goal loss to Aurora, and throw in another 1-goal loss to Albion. If you count those up, that's 5 games by a total of just 6 goals that they lost. Meanwhile, in conference play, the Blue Jays dispatched Carroll, lost to Carthage, fell to Illinois Wesleyan, and then took out Dubuque earlier this week, 13-3. The Dubuque contest, a story of 2 halves. Elmhurst and Dubuque even at 3-3 at the half, and a whole different story in the second half. The Blue Jays just dominated the Spartans, outshooting Dubuque 33-0 in the second half, while pulling away for the 10-goal victory. As they run through the starting lineups tonight, we'll talk about those here as well. For the Blue Jays, in goal, it's Nick Benastia, the senior goalkeeper, averaging goals against average 8.30 on the season, 133 saves. He's started every game in goal for the Blue Jays, played the majority of it in goal as well. Meanwhile, into net for the Cardinals, a freshman out of Cary Grove High School, Dylan Coast. Played in 6 contests this year, a 5.56 goals against average, has made 38 saves on the season. Talk about the offense and the defense for both squads here. The defense, kind of the strength of the Blue Jays squad at times this year. North Central, though, averaging very strong defense as well. Numbers-wise, Elmhurst allowing 8.07 goals per game. The Cardinals at 5.92. As face-offs about to get underway here at Langhorse Field. 99 in white for the Blue Jays. That's Rami Ringling taking on Sean Tominari, the defender for the Cardinals, in the face-off. Ringling, one of the 2 main face-off men for the Blue Jays. He's had the bulk of the work this season, along with Carter Meyer. Whistle, and we are underway here. Ball still loose on the field. Scooped up, a win for Elmhurst and the Blue Jays. 3 guys to watch offensively for Elmhurst. There's number 2, Mac Harden, the leading scorer for the Jays on the season. Harden passes back to Cameron. Main attackman so far. Harden is wearing number 2. You'll see Matt Westhaver in the middle. He's number 5. And Ty Funderburk, number 11, out there for the Blue Jays. He controls it now on the far side. Harden and Funderburk, high school teammates. Harden just a sophomore, Funderburk a freshman. This is Harden starting a run to the inside. We'll center it back. Pass is too high. It comes loose at the midfield line, and over the line are the Blue Jays, so a turnover. It'll be North Central ball. Chris Ivy controls for the Cardinals. Dishes off to Jared Weaver. Weaver takes the shot, fires it up over the top. It'll be Cardinal ball. Tanner James, one of the leading scorers for the Cardinals on the season. Ball thrown away by North Central. Scooped up back the other way come the Blue Jays. Straight ahead, in front, and here's Harden. Harden shoots, he scores! Mac Harden off the turnover and the breakaway. It came from 11, Ty Funderburk. But leading the charge that whole way was Dan Curley. Curley had the ground ball, he brought it across, dished it to Funderburk, and Funderburk found Harden wide open one-on-one for the easy score.
Assisted by Ty Funderburk.
And just like that, the Blue Jays strike first, just 1:45 into the contest. Back to another face-off. It'll be Ringling again for the Blue Jays. Same two, Tominari, for North Central. Ringling with a clean win. And the pickup, and Ringling and Elmhurst will set up on the attack. This is Westhaver operating behind the net. Blue Jays changing personnel on the fly. Now Harden, as Elmhurst personnel changes are complete, they'll set up their offensive attack. Jake Heil out there along with Dan O'Connell and Jacob Cambron joining Westhaver, Harden, and Funderburk. This is Funderburk to the far side of your screen. Blue Jays in the white and blue, Cardinals in the black and red. Spinning his way forward, and we've got a whistle and a turnover against the Blue Jays. Long toss down the field is sent sky high, out of play by the Cardinals goalkeeper, Dylan Coast. Clearing attempt fails for North Central. Elmhurst will start and bring it back on the offensive side. Blue Jays once again making their personnel changes and setting up things offensively. At the top, this is Dan O'Connell. Leaves for Cambron. Mac Harden. Behind the net it comes to Funderburk. And the Blue Jays will rotate around. This is Harden looking to spin his way free into the middle. No room. Cut off behind the net. It comes to Westhaver. Has it checked out of his stick by the Cardinals, and North Central with the turnover. Here's John Fitzgerald racing across and setting things up for North Central. Fitzgerald straight in. And whistle. And a timeout called by North Central. Boy, they didn't call that timeout. Fitzgerald may have been able to get in one-on-one against the keeper, but a timeout. They will reset. So with 11:03 to go, North Central calls their first timeout. Good stoppage, good job defensively by the Cardinals on the last Elmhurst possession. The Blue Jays had a chance to come inside. Had it checked away onto the stick. Fitzgerald had the pickup and brought it down in downfield. Made a nice couple of cuts to get himself free into the middle, but the whistle came before that for the timeout.
Timeout taken by North Central.
So a 1-0 Elmhurst lead. That goal coming from Mac Harden, from Ty Funderburk early on in the contest after a Dan Curley pickup off of a turnover. Set up the Blue Jays with the odd man rush. So we talk about the key offensive players for North Central on the year. Leading scorer is number 12, Tommy Huizinga. 25 goals, 12 assists. Tanner James, number 24, has 23 goals, 7 assists. And Noah Perilli freshman midfielder with 20 goals, 14 assists for the Cardinals. Danny Boyle, though, right around the 20-goal mark with 19. Jared Weaver has 17 for North Central. So out of the timeout, here come the Cardinals. This is Pirelli. To Boyle. As the Cardinals will rotate around, swing it back high out up top. Weaver looking to drive around Curley. Throws behind the net. Overshot his man, or excuse me, like that deflected off of an Elmhurst nick, so it is a North Central ball. Thought that was going to be a turnover off a pass. Said nope, got off an Elmhurst stick. Spinning his way in is Huizinga. Changes his mind, puts on the brakes, and swings it back out. Here's Pirelli cutting in. Leaves behind the net for Hurst. Weaver working on Curley with a shot. Misses wide. Behind the net is Hurst to scoop it up, and he'll restart for the Cardinals. 10 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Elmhurst leads at 1-0. Pirelli. Behind the net, it goes to Boyle. And the Cardinals will rotate around again to Weaver. Here's Weaver, dodging his way in some traffic. Lost it, good pickup by the Cardinals. Back out top it comes to Huizinga. Being guarded closely by Noah Monahan. Changes direction. Here's Tanner James. And James just airmails his intended target with Jared Weaver. It's a turnover. It'll go to the Blue Jays on the far sideline. Quick restart. Here come the Blue Jays. Right in front. Here's Westhaver. Now cuts behind the net. Swings it over to Funderburk. Elmhurst still changing personnel one more time. Cambron to Funderburk to Westhaver now, and he'll start to head behind the net one more time. Harden out wide for the Blue Jays. Swings it up to Heil. And that one just thrown away by Elmhurst. I don't know if that was lost in the sun maybe, as the sun is kind of setting right in their face a little bit. And Funderburk just kind of not ready for that pass. Here's a ball that's now scooped up nicely by North Central. That was nearly thrown away. Huizinga with a nice pickup. We got a flag flying on the far side of the field. It's going to be an Elmhurst penalty. So North Central with a chance to operate here with possession and a penalty coming their way shortly. Boyle in and out of the stick of Weaver. Pressured. Can't pick it up yet. Elmhurst just trying to win possession here. They'll let it roll out of bounds. Either way, it'll stop the clock now as the Blue Jays will be whistled for the penalty, and the Cardinals will have an extra man advantage. Going to hit Quinn Stokes with a 30-second holding penalty. Stokes, a freshman defender for the Blue Jays, has had a great season. Took over a starting role immediately and has had a very big presence in the part of the Elmhurst defense. 6'5", 200-pound freshman. Hurst, now to James behind the net. Leaves it for Boyle. Boyle being guarded closely by Flowers, swings back out. Weaver, nowhere to go. Behind the net it comes to Boyle one more time. James will rotate around. Penalty over for the Blue Jays now. They've killed off the clock. Here comes Pirelli. Trying to work his way around Jackson Manley. Fires in front with a quick shot. Quick trigger is Weaver and missed it wide. Cardinals with another possession. Here's Huizinga. Huizinga dancing, trying to get himself free. Fires in the middle. Looked like it kind of popped right back into his stick. His pass intended for Weaver, broken up slightly by the Blue Jays. Shot and a huge save. Looked like it hit off the post, and Benastia is down, and he is in some pain. And we've got a whistle here and a stoppage as Elmhurst goalie Nick Benastia in some trouble here. Kind of a mad scramble in that last sequence. Elmhurst deflected the pass. Looked like they were going to have a clean turnover. North Central managed to get possession of it, get a shot off that Benastia got either a piece of or maybe off the goalpost even as well. And we're going to have a quick goalkeeper change here as 42 Noah Bakafin into the contest, making his 5th appearance on the season. He's played well in limited action, a 4.86 goals against average and 7 saves. Long clearing attempt by the Blue Jays is good. Harden. And just like that, the goalkeeper change is over. Benastia back in for the Blue Jays. Just a quick breather. He's okay. Bakafin heads out without even being tested. Here's Harden. Trying to spin his way inside, being shadowed closely by Fitzgerald. Harden leaves for Funderburk behind the net. Funderburk looking for some room with Fitzgerald on him. Backdoor comes to Harden. Harden looking for somebody at the top, threw it away. It comes across midfield, and Elmer's going to be called for going over the line again. It's another turnover on the Blue Jays. Down to 5:34 to go as the clock will wind now. Huizinga to Pirelli. Here's Boyle. Boyle fires it back on the ground. Ground ball pickup by Huizinga. Stokes hawking him. Stokes knocks it out of his stick, but Huizinga there to scoop it back up for the Cardinals. Danny Boyle behind the net, trying to get his way around Eric Langston. Not happening. Boyle dishes out to Hurst. Hurst working on Curley. Spins his way free. Had a little bit of a lane. Doesn't take the shot. And the Cardinals will reset their offense. Pirelli starting to come forward. Now dumps behind the net to James. 4:20 to go in this first quarter. Hurst with a shot. Fires it wide of the net. Here's Pirelli. Pirelli with a step on Manley. Now double team help comes from the Blue Jays. It's poked loose by Langston. Scooped up now by the Blue Jays. And Curley popped out of his stick, but right to Langston. And he'll toss back to Benastia, and the Blue Jays will set up the clear. Eric Langston, just a sophomore, but an all-conference performer in his freshman year for the Blue Jays. He's been a 2-year starter and staple of that Elmhurst defense. Blue Jays get it across. Here's Harden with the clear complete. Sun dropping out of sight will soon become a non-factor. Right now, probably hurting more North Central defensively. Here's a quick approach and a shot by Funderburk. It will stay Elmhurst ball, and quick restart again by the Blue Jays. Funderburk had the shot, try to sneak it in off the near post. Good pursuit by Coast, but Funderburg got there to make sure it was Elmhurst ball. Here's Mike Foytlin. Harden. Here's Heil. Heil runs it towards the far side. Little high pass, but Foytlin able to pull it down. All with the midfielders right now. And a timeout going to be called by Elmhurst. So 2:24 left to go in the first quarter of action. The Blue Jays will burn their first timeout. It's 1-0, the only goal coming from Mac Harden in the early part of this quarter. As Harden with the goal off the assist from Ty Funderburg that was set up by a North Central turnover and a long clearing run by Dan O'Connell. Elmhurst down to their final couple of contests on the year, trying to get into the CCIW tournament. Top 4 teams make the field. Blue Jays right now sitting in 4th place at 2-2 overall. North Central right behind, though, at 1-2, so this is a critical contest. Blue Jays have wins over Carroll, have wins over and a win over Dubuque. They have a loss to Carthage and Illinois Wesleyan. North Central tonight, Augustana next Saturday. That's it for the Blue Jays on the season, hoping to get their spot into the conference tournament. North Central, meanwhile, 3 games left on their slate, including tonight. They will play or host Carroll next week before closing out the season by welcoming Illinois Wesleyan to Naperville. That's next Saturday on the 29th at 4 p.m. Back underway, clock rolling again down to 2:20 as Elmhurst setting things up offensively. The sun almost completely a non-factor now, setting down on this side of the field. Even the officials had their hands up around their faces trying to see at times. Here's Harden spinning his way in. High shot is wide. Pursuit by the Blue Jays. It will be Elmhurst ball. Westhaver behind the cage. Heil tries to force the pass, and it's broken up nicely by Chris Ivey. North Central had it momentarily, then lost it. Let's see which way it's going. It's going to the Cardinals. Elmhurst coaching staff furious on that call. It looked like it went off of North Central, but nope, says the official. It's Cardinal ball. Cardinals will pass it back and set up a clearing attempt. And now we've got a whistle. And the officials are going to run over and confer with one another. A little bit of confusion. You don't usually see that kind of stoppage here. Now the whistle, we're back underway. Once again, clearing attempt underway for North Central. Bringing it over is Nick Pardo. Clear attempt for North Central is good. Cardinals with 1:24 to operate here in the first quarter. Noah Pirelli leaves it for Weaver. Little touch pass to Huizinga. Cardinals looking to get something going. I don't know if Elmhurst's credited with a save just yet or not. Behind the net it comes to Boyle. Down to 50 seconds. Shot in front, they score. Boyle set it up. 26. Tanner James, the man in front. Excuse me, couldn't quite read that number. James with the spot right in front. Off a good feed from the Cardinals from behind the cage.
North Central goal number 26, Ethan Hurst, assisted by number
Correction,
5,
I said
John
that was on
John
Tanner James. That was 26, Ethan Hurst with the goal. Goal number 11 on the season for him. So the Cardinals with the equalizer with 47.4 left to go in quarter number 1. As the face-off one more time, Tominari for North Central, Ringling for the Blue Jays. Whistle and a violation goes against North Central and Ringling. It'll be Cardinal ball. 37 seconds, all that remains in the quarter, as North Central will bring it back. Harden with pressure, trying to knock it loose, can't do it. 23 seconds to go. And now a whistle from the far side again. And a turnover on the Cardinals. Manley slips on the turf. North Elmhurst with 17 seconds to go. Manley across to Funderburk. Funderburk pushes in front. Harden bounces it in. What a great feed from Funderburk to Mac Harden, all alone in front, and the bounce shot off the turf and in with 10.8 to go in the quarter.
Elmhurst goal, scored by number 2, Mac Harden, assisted by Ty Funderburk.
Little confusion coming off the turnover from North Central. The Cardinal coach is very unhappy with the referees on that call. Manley almost slipped and fell as he was trying to bring the ball up for Elmhurst. Instead, he found Funderburk on the far side. Funderburk with a great feed right in front of the cage to an open Mac Harden. Drew the keeper, Dylan Coast, out and just bounced it past him. 10.8 to go as the Blue Jays go back in front. Time for one more faceoff. Ringling wins it clean. On the quick approach, has it knocked loose out of his stick. Good recovery by North Central as Elmhurst looked like they may have gotten a shot off before the quarter ends. Now the horn goes, and that will do it. So 1 quarter in the books, and Elmhurst leads it 2-1 with a pair of goals from Mac Harden.
Correction, the last assist for North Central's first goal, Danny Boyle.
So the way it goes for the scoring recap in the first, Elmhurst struck just 1:45 into the contest. Mac Harden from Funderburk, his 40th goal of the season. North Central pulling even with less than a minute to go, 46 seconds left on the clock. It was Ethan Hurst from Danny Boyle. But the Blue Jays just 36 seconds later found the answer, as Funderburk setting up Harden again in front for goal number 41 on the season. We talked about Mac Harden last year. He was the CCIW Newcomer of the Year as a freshman. Now as a sophomore, he comes in. He's got 41 goals for the Blue Jays, 18 assists. Elmhurst leader in both goals, assists, and points. Also about 4th or 5th on the squad in ground balls with 35 entering today's contest. The Blue Jays will lose Matt Westhaver to graduation. He's got 27 goals on the season, but boy, a very young combination up front between Mac Harden and Ty Funderburk. Former high school teammates, now college teammates. Funderburk, as a freshman, 22 goals, now with 18 assists. He's now the co-leader on the team with assists. Harden with 41 goals and 18 assists. So we'll switch sides and get ready for quarter number 2. North Central will change it up. This time it's Pardo taking the face-off along with Ringling. It's won by Ringling. Ground ball pickup for Dan Curley, and Elmhurst on the offensive setup. Harden leaves for Funderburk. As the Blue Jays change things up. Jake Heil, Dan O'Connell, Jake Cameron out there for the Blue Jays, along with Westhaver, Funderburk, and Harden. This is Westhaver. Leaves for Harden. Harden spins his way free, fires it wide. Ground ball pickup immediately to Funderburk, and the Blue Jays will reload. Cameron to Harden. O'Connell swinging it around. Flag coming. Penalty coming on the Cardinals. Elmhurst with a good opportunity. Here's Harden. Unloads and scores! Mac Harden already with the hat trick, and now the Blue Jays will go on the extra man. Just shakes his way free around a defender and fires that one into the far post.
Assisted by Funderburk.
Assist goes to Funderburk, 3-3 for the Elmhurst attackers. And that penalty is going to be negated because of the goal. They will not have it after the fact. So it was just a minor infraction. The referee's that one negated by the goal. On the faceoff, Ringling wins it again. Or had it momentarily, excuse me, I spoke too soon. Ringling had it, could not quite get the pickup on it. Instead, it's North Central ball now, 13-30. The Cardinals on attack here for the first time in the second quarter. It's 3-1 Elmhurst. Here's Weaver trying to spin his way in. Weaver with a nice cut, but pushed to the outside by Curley. Curley still shadowing Weaver in around the cage. Weaver will come back up top to Hurst. They'll work below the line now. Boyle. Centering pass. Broken up momentarily, but there to scoop it up is Hurst. Hurst trying to spin his way free. Whistle, flag coming now, too. And they're going to get Elmhurst with a penalty, an extra man opportunity for the Cardinals. This looks like a holding call. 30-second penalty going to be called on Elmhurst, and Nick McClary guilty of the hold. So the Cardinals have till about 12:13 to operate with the man advantage. Perilli to Hurst. Huizinga behind the cage, it comes to Boyle. 10 seconds left on the penalty. Finding his way free is Hurst. Shot it wide. Penalty over, though, as the Blue Jays kill off the penalty. Man advantage now over as both teams back to full strength. Perilli. This is Tommy Huizinga now. Trying to work his way around Curley. He does. Cuts towards the goal line. And now changes direction. Back up top. Thought about loading up and now brings it and scores. Ethan Hurst with a cannon shot from the 25-yard line. Thought about it twice. Here it is on replay. Takes it, walks it in, fakes it, then unloads and beats Nick Benassia to the near post. Hurst with his second. And it's 3-2 Elmhurst with 11:42 left to go in the first half. Ringling for the Blue Jays at the face-off. It'll be him and Nick Pardo. Bounce across to the Elmhurst side. Meyer giving chase, but North Central there to scoop it up. This is Boyle. Boyle starting and cutting in front and shooting it over the open net was Hurst. Hurst was there for possibly goal number 3, and he just overshot it. And worse than that for North Central, nobody behind the line, so this will be an Elmhurst ball. as the Blue Jays start the clear process. They bring it across and set things up. This is Carter Meyer. Will rotate around as the Elmhurst makes their personnel change. O'Connell, Heil, and Cameron all on for the Blue Jays on offense. Joining Westhaver, Funderburk, and Hardin. This is O'Connell. Now Hardin, top of your screen, it comes to Hardin. Back to Funderburk. Cutting in is Heil. Cut off, comes back to O'Connell. Now Cameron. Pressure, here's Hardin. Thought about loading up, now starts to attack inside. Met nicely by the North Central defense. Dishes around Funderburk. Here comes Heil. He lets it rip. And a nice save by Dylan Coast. Good ball movement by the Blue Jays. Good shot, too, but Dylan Coast right there to soak it up for the Cardinals. 3-2, nearing the 10-minute mark to go in this first half. Elmhurst holding on to a 1-goal lead as the Cardinals trying to start the clearing process, and a whistle and a turnover against North Central. And now whistles come again, and now the official's going to confer again. Boy, a lot of early officials conferences, something I haven't seen a whole lot of throughout this season, but this is the second or third time that we've had the officials conferring here about a call. Call was a turnover on North Central. I'm not sure what it was for. And they're going to give the ball back to North Central now. So forget the turnover. Cardinal ball, they'll start it at their own, around their own 35-yard line. Not a lot of protests from the Elmhurst sideline, so assume that the officials got the call right. Here's Perilli to Weaver. Weaver working his way in. Dumps it down towards the goal line. Centering pass, nobody there, but it one hops into the stick of Perilli. Perilli working on Charlie Rubin. Long pass, nice jump by Danny Boyle to keep that one from going over his head. The Cardinals have airmailed a couple of passes so far tonight. Here's Perilli making his way in. Tries the shot. That one goes off an Elmhurst stick. North Central will restart. 8:57 on the clock. Huizinga. Back to Perilli. Behind the net it comes to Boyle. Boyle trying to work his way in. Flowers putting on some pressure for the Blue Jays. Comes back to Perilli. In front, long shot, and another deflection off of Elmhurst. Cardinals with another possession. Or continue the possession, I should say. Working his way in is Weaver. Swing back to James, now to Huizinga. Huizinga trying to find some room to operate, can't do it, and he'll swing back to Perilli. Behind the net, it's Boyle. Lost it momentarily, but picked it up clean. Eric Langston right with Boyle behind the net. Boyle lost it again, Langston pressuring, but Boyle with another ground ball pickup. Boyle, that one goes off the stick of one. Elmhurst and North Central waiting at the midline, and a nice save. Little check by Elmhurst, and a big check by Charlie Rubin. Checked it loose off of the North Central stick. It's Elmhurst ball. Here comes Jackson Manley to Funderburk. Nice recovery by the North Central defense as Elmhurst was threatening on the attack. Cameron will hold it and set things up for the Blue Jays. Here's Harden. Long pass back out up top to Heil. Here's Cameron again. Harden's got all three. He's behind the goal line right now has it in his stick. Funderburg's assisted on all three. Let's see if they'll try to make it 4 here. O'Connell to Heil. Cameron had it. Has it pass poked away. North Central with a ground ball pickup, and Chris Ivy. Ivy will bring it across, giving chase, trying to poke it loose, but can't do it, are the Blue Jays. Setting up now North Central after the clear is good is Foul. Foul's pass broken up momentarily, though. Loose on the field, still loose. Double team pressure coming. And a whistle goes against Elmhurst for a foul. So North Central with possession. Setting up and unloading, but shooting it well wide was Weaver. North Central ball, 6:12, the clock frozen right now. Now it winds. James taking a look. Doesn't like the angle. We'll swing it back around here for North Central. Driving his way in is Perilli. Perilli trying to find the angle. Elmhurst, another good recovery defensively. In the middle, open shot, and a save by Benastia. Huizinga had a good look at it, but Benastia there to snag it for the Blue Jays. Fourth save for the Elmhurst keeper as the Blue Jays complete the clear. Cameron galloping in, looking to set things up for the Blue Jays. O'Connell coming on for Elmhurst. Pass over the stick of Harden. It's loose near midfield. Comes loose. North Central has it off the turnover. Here comes Huizinga racing in. Got the recovery, as it was a great recovery job defensively by Quinn Stokes. Stokes poked it out of his stick momentarily. Huizinga pulled it in off the bounce, but wasn't able to generate much on the shot as a result. But North Central retains possession. 3-2. Elmhurst leads with under 5 minutes to go. Trying the bounce shot this time. Misses wide. That was Hurst. Cardinals again. Keeping possession. Behind the net is James. Working on him is Langston. James back down towards the goal line. Centering pass. Shot from up top was James, but he missed it wide. Cardinals out shooting Elmhurst 18-7 is what we have right now, but they have not put a ton on net. Only 7 shots on goal so far. Excuse me. Make that 6 shots on goal for the Cardinals. Meanwhile, Elmhurst with 7 shots. Ball loose on the field, scooped up by North Central. 7 shots for the Blue Jays. 4 of those on goal. Much higher percentage for the Blue Jays putting their shots on goal, but the Cardinals out shooting Elmhurst over 2-1 right now. Ball loose in front. Benastia up to play that one. Coaxes it loose, and O'Connell scoops up the ground ball for Elmhurst. O'Connell going to bring it up the near sideline. Being shadowed closely by Perilli. And I think Elmhurst got the timeout call. Good job by O'Connell to bring that one up. Had all kinds of pressure coming from North Central. And Mark Morrell will call timeout with 3.5 minutes to go exactly on the clock in the second quarter. Elmhurst holding on to a 1-goal lead, 3-2. Talk about the conversion percentages earlier. North Central with 2 extra man opportunities. None just yet for Elmhurst. They had one, but looked like they were going to have one, but it got waved off. Cardinals converting with the man up 25.8% of the time. Elmhurst converting 32.8%. Both teams very good at keeping possession when a clearing attempt. 88.7 for the Blue Jays, 87.3 for North Central. And very similar in faceoffs too. In fact, coming in pretty even in a lot of categories here. Cardinals with a slight lead in goals per game, 11.5 to 10.9. Similar numbers on shot percentages, similar numbers on face-off percentages. 54.7 for the Blue Jays, 53.7 for the Cardinals. So very similar teams tonight in a battle for what could determine a conference tournament playoff spot. So Elmhurst ball coming out of the timeout, 3.5 minutes to go. Official drops the hand and the clock will roll. Carter Meyer out there now offensively for the Blue Jays. Harden will take it off the one hop. Deep behind the net for the Blue Jays. Leaves it for Funderburk. Lost it momentarily. Pressured but able to scoop it up is Funderburk. Now his pass for Harden is scooped away by the Cardinals. And a turnover on the Blue Jays. It was broken up by Fitzgerald, and then Coast got the ground ball. And the Cardinals on a clearing chance. Huizinga will bring it across with 2:45 to go. He sets to load up, now dishes down low to Boyle. Boyle looked for a centering pass, no one there, but the Cardinals control from the outside. A big long shot from the far post, and James ripped it wide. Cardinals maintain possessions, 2:38. Shot number 19 now on the day for the Cardinals. There's Boyle. Kalani Flowers, the defenseman, on him. Now Langston operating down low as well for the Blue Jays. Huizinga trying to get inside, can't do it. Huizinga out in front, and they send it over the top again. Cardinals with Huizinga right in front off a great feed from Perilli, but he shot it over the top of the cage. Don't know if there was an Elmhurst stick in there or not. This time there was to poke that one loose. Pursuing it is Huizinga. Right there working all over him is Jackson Manley. Still loose, and Huizinga finally able to come up with it. Now Meyer comes and tries to check it loose. Contact and a foul, and a penalty flag comes out. And Elmhurst head coach Mark Morrell not happy with that one. And they're going to hit him with a tripping call for a minute, too. So the Cardinals with a good opportunity late here. As Carter Meyer sent off for 1 minute. So now Elmhurst going to try to hold on to that lead, down a man. With $1:39 to go in the first half. So the penalty expires just under 40 seconds. Cardinals can take their time, be a little patient here with the man advantage. Ethan Hurst to Huizinga. Now Boyle, behind the cage it comes. Back out to Hurst, and they'll work it around underneath to Boyle. James, Pirelli, Hurst. Now Huizinga. Clock winding under a minute to go. About 20 seconds less than on the penalty. Elmhurst already worked off 40 seconds worth. Trying the centering pass, and it's ripped out of the midair by the Blue Jays. And Elmhurst able to come up with a great job by C.J. Galanti to force the turnover. 40 seconds, penalty on Elmhurst over. So the Blue Jays back at full strength. They kill it off now. Can the Blue Jays add to their lead before the half? Manley with 30 seconds to go. Elmhurst completes the clear. Knifing his way in, trying to find in front. In front, he scores! It's Harden again! This time the pass from Dan Curley set him up. With 20 seconds to go, Mac Harden finds goal number 4. He scored all 4 of Elmhurst's goals tonight.
Mac Harden, assisted by Dan Curley.
Curley with a great move to get around a defender, start a clean run in, and just dumped it off to Harden out in front again. One quick move and goal. 20 seconds to go as the Blue Jays double their lead against the Cardinals. Now 4-2. 2-goal cushion with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Rami Ringling to take the face-off for the Blue Jays against Nick Pardo for the Cardinals. Loose on the field, won by Ringling, scooped up by Meyer with 12 seconds to go as he races across midfield. Meyer, down low to Harden. Harden trying to get to his feet, slipped momentarily, lost it, still loose on the field. As the horn sounds, and we go to halftime. Elmhurst leading North Central 4-2 as the Mac Harden show offensively for the Blue Jays doing the damage. Harden with all 4 goals for Elmhurst. Ty Funderburg with 3 assists. Meanwhile, Huizinga for the Cardinals, Hurst rather for the Cardinals with both of their goals. So your score at the half, Elmhurst 4, North Central 2. We will take a quick timeout. We'll come back for the call of the second half. You're watching Elmhurst College Men's Lacrosse on BlueJayTV.com.
Elmhurst College is much more than buildings, courses, and credits. It's a supportive community of individuals who are committed to helping you reach your full potential. But don't take my word for it.
I visited a lot of schools, but when I came here, it was just like, I'm home.
As soon as I walked on campus, I felt like I could dive right in and get involved.
Getting involved is easy, especially in class. The average class here has just 17 students.
Every faculty and staff here just wants me to succeed.
I can go up to them, and it's not just office hours. Like, I'm here from 10:30 to 11:30. It's actually like, whenever you need help, my door's open.
There's a real connection that takes place. I'm frequently asked, what do I teach? I never say music. I teach people. Music's the vehicle.
It was great to see that rather than just teaching textbook material, they're actually giving you some industry insight.
I'm a vocalist. I'm out in the clubs performing. I'm touring in Europe and performing. So they see how their life can transition into that.
A lot of my friends from other universities, they don't get to be a part of undergraduate research, professional development at such an early stage.
They're truly there to help you and to build you and to make sure that you are amazing.
And at Elmhurst, you can be amazing all around, including on the field. Football is just one of 20 Division III sports.
We went straight to the Final Four of the nation, and that was a great way to come in and start off the season.
They're there because they're motivated to, they want to be a good team, they want to be a good player.
Wrestling wasn't my life. I was able to go out and do a lot of different activities and get involved on campus.
We are allowed to be students, and we can be involved in a lot of other things.
How do you want to get involved? You'll have your choice at Elmhurst.
Our campus has over 100 clubs and organizations.
Whatever you want to do, there's something here for you to do. Concert choir, the Wind Ensemble, gospel choir,
Habitat for Humanity, Global Poverty Club.
I'm an orientation student leader, SGA, Best Buddies.
Greek life at Elmhurst College is really focused on leadership and discovering who you really are.
To be part of all these different organizations and get to know all these amazing people is why I love Elmhurst.
You can also get to know the world beyond the campus. Elmhurst offers study abroad opportunities in 44 countries.
I studied abroad in Granada,
Holland, Germany,
El Salvador, Israel and Palestine, Costa Rica,
Czech Republic.
Back at home, you'll enjoy all the advantages of our great location. Downtown Elmhurst is just a short walk from campus, and the Metro train will take you to the world-class city of Chicago in just 30 minutes. When it comes to career preparation, we've got you covered. Elmhurst will connect you with the people and the experiences you need to reach your full potential.
Elmhurst allows you to grow into the knowing, and I appreciate that there's a journey that we encourage. It's not just in one program or one department, it's threaded throughout everything that we do.
Elmhurst College pushes you to truly find who you are as a person and as a professional.
They will make sure no matter what your interests are, what your career path is, that there is going to be a resource on campus that is going to help you find that potential and then reach it.
Coming here as a Division III player, you're coming here to get your degree. We have some players that go on to be professional athletes. They've gone overseas, but that's not the norm. Our players are coming, they're finishing their playing careers here. And so whenever they're done, they're being prepared in something else other than just basketball. So for us, that's the student athlete model. You come in, you're working hard. Our players put in as much time as a Division I player does, but it's because they want to be there. I know that from motivating our players, if they're coming to practice, I know that they're working hard because it's out of them, not just because we've got a dollar sign, they have to do it, this is how they have to stay in school. They don't have to be there. They're there because they're motivated to, they want to be a good team, they want to be a good player, and there's something that's special about that experience to me, coaching that player.
College only happens once. You need to know what you're getting into. That's why we made this video. We wanted to give you an idea of what you might choose to get into at Elmhurst College. We went around the campus with a camera for a full school year and asked people what they thought about the place. We didn't plant anybody and we didn't script anything. We just asked questions. We started at new student orientation.
I chose Elmhurst because the campus is really nice, first off. I like it a lot, and it's really close to Chicago. I like Chicago.
The reason why I chose to come here is the smart classes and the atmosphere. The people here are friendly, and I just love it.
Nicest campus I've seen anywhere. Like, I visited a lot of other schools, but, I mean, this one just had, like, all the trees. They had the atmosphere.
All the people I've met have been really, really friendly.
It's a beautiful campus.
It's a beautiful campus. Lots of plants, lots of friendly people. And they're just so helpful. Like, everyone wants to help you out to get to where you need to be.
Come on in, everybody. It's good to have you here.
It's just going to be a fun year all together, meet lots of people, hang out, go downtown a lot.
Now it's time to kick off the school year. That means going to class. You've been doing that for years already, but classes at Elmhurst are a little different.
If you've never experienced something, you can definitely get into it and experience it here at Elmhurst.
It's an open environment. Anywhere you go, you're going to get that opportunity just to better yourself. When you're in the large universities, you don't get that opportunity because you're just another student and they're just talking in front of you.
The class size is smaller, so you're not in a class of about like 600 people.
I know all of my professors by name, and what's better is they know me by name.
You can go to them and feel comfortable dropping them an email, stopping by their office during office hours and asking for help.
Every morning I wake up and I'm excited to see my students again. I love hearing them and their stories and getting to know them.
The opportunity to interact with faculty in a real meaningful way, whether it's in collaborative research, whether it's one-on-one, talking about aspects of the class in their offices, the availability, all those things are there.
Learning doesn't only take place in the classroom, but outside the classroom.
The lecturing style has sort of gone out of fashion. You do present some material, but you try for the students to discover the answers rather than providing them to the student.
It's a process, and we create that process every time, every class.
In business, they're not looking for people that have more accounting or more marketing. They're looking for people with what we consider the liberal learning skills.
You're going to be able to combine professional interests with a liberal arts education.
Elmhurst College is preparing me for my life experience later on after college, and it's a great environment to grow.
Elmhurst College gave me a chance to kind of sit back and evaluate the world at large, and then begin to say, okay, I could kind of see myself doing this.
Of course, all work and no play is no way to go through college. That's why we have special weekends like homecoming. Football is one of 18 varsity sports at Elmhurst. It's not the Big Ten. In a lot of ways, it's better.
But what separated Elmhurst College from every other institution that was looking to recruit me as a football player is Elmhurst College was more interested in me being a student athlete.
Knowing that I would be running cross country and track all 4 years, I think it's really helped me structure my educational career as well.
Being a student athlete takes up a lot of time, but it's a commitment that you really want to make.
What commitment do you want to make? You'll have your choice at Elmhurst.
There's over 100 different clubs and organizations on campus.
Elmhurst has something for everyone, there really is. I mean, whatever your interest is, it's here.
I've been involved in the music department, in the band, and now the orchestra. Intramural sports, or art, or music, or drama.
They have a great system here, and I really wanted to get involved.
Joining a fraternity, playing on the men's soccer team for 4 years.
You have so many opportunities to get your hands on things.
Back live here on BlueJayTV.com. Ready for the start of the second half of action between Elmhurst and North Central in men's lacrosse. Elmhurst leading it 4-2 as we enter half number 2. My name is Kevin Judite. Glad you could be with us tonight watching. Blue Jays being outshot in that first half, over 2-1. 20-8 the edge for the Cardinals, but the Cardinals putting just a handful of those on goal, just 6 on goal. Meanwhile, 5 of Elmhurst's 8 shot went on net. Mac Harden, the story, offensive story for the Blue Jays in half number 1. He's got all 4 goals. Ty Funderburk with 3 assists. Meanwhile, 2 goals for the Cardinals, as Hurst has both goals for North Central. Face off. Won by the Cardinals to start things off in the second half. Nick Pardo controlling for North Central. Slings that one back towards open field. Unable to scoop that one up is Huizinga, straight into the air and pulled down by Quinn Stokes. Helps to be 6'5" when you're Quinn Stokes to pull that one out of midair. Elmhurst will take their time this time on the clear attempt. Benastia all the way out near the 30-yard line. Lobs that one across midfield. Clear attempt by the Blue Jays, good once more. Here come the personnel changes one more time for Elmhurst. Cambrin, Heil on for Elmhurst. O'Connell will come across as well. Joining Westhaver. Here's Funderburk unloading from point blank, sent high. But it'll be Elmhurst ball. Dylan Coase still in net for the Cardinals. Seen them switch keepers before on the season. Have 3 keepers who've seen action so far. Down the far side is O'Connell for the Blue Jays. Here's Mac Harden. O'Connell. Blue Jays will rotate around. Heil fakes the pass. Keeps working towards the outside. Comes below the cage one more time. This is O'Connell. Now Harden will trot down the sideline. Now works his way back towards the net. Harden, O'Connell thought about loading up and unloading. Instead dishes. Cambrin back up top, O'Connell. And the shot clock gets underway now as well. No. In front, down to 15 on the shot clock. 10 seconds on the shot clock. O'Connell brings it and scores! O'Connell from Cambrin with the shot clock winding down. Dan O'Connell just unloads from the top Knew he had to let go, had a good look, took it and buried it.
Dan O'Connell, assisted by Jacob Cameron.
Put Elmhurst in front 5-2 with 12:16 to go. As the Blue Jays strike first in the second half. An early goal here in the second half, much like the first half. Pickup won by Elmhurst and Ringling. With the ground ball, it's Dan Curley. Here's Hardin racing in, gets around his defender as he slips and falls. And now Hardin will slow it down a little bit offensively as the Blue Jays will make some changes. Same group back on for the Blue Jays. O'Connell and Heil trot across midfield and onto the offensive side of the field. Jacob Cameron. Behind the net it comes to Westhaver. Westhaver pass intercepted by North Central and John Fitzgerald. Turnover on the Blue Jays. Here comes North Central on the clearing attempt. The Cardinals, first offensive chance here in the half. Right down the middle it comes to Ivy. Ivy slips and falls. He loses possession. Scooping it up and taking it away for the Blue Jays is Noah Monahan with the pickup. He just shovels it right into the stick of Nick Bonastia, and the Blue Jays will walk it up with the clear. Bonastia, the lob across midfield. He's got Cameron. Cameron completes the clear for the Blue Jays as Elmhurst will change it up one more time. Monahan's off. On comes Heil. Behind the net is Hardin. Back up top, Heil. Working to get around Bradford. Double team pressure. Flags flying from both sides. This one's going to be called. I think we got a holding penalty coming against the Cardinals. Now another flag coming. Shot in front, saved by North Central as Hardin tried to scoop it in. It's still loose on the field. North Central will track it down, and that'll blow it dead, as I think the Blue Jays are going to get a two-man advantage. I saw 3 flags fly, 2 at the same time, probably for the same penalty, but then there was definitely a cross-check coming from the backside, or a pushing, whatever you want to call it, and a second flag came from the far side official. As the officials will get together and sort this one out, but either, no matter how you look at it, Elmhurst about to go on the extra man here. The question is, are they going to go on a 2 extra man advantage here? And you see a second person approaching the box now for North Central. Already over there is Bradford. Now Ivy's heading over there. No, it looks like they only went with the holding penalty. Boy, that's interesting. It certainly looked like there was going to be multiple penalty calls on that, but the officials got together, instead only called that a hold. So a 30-second extra man opportunity for the Blue Jays. Let's see if they can cash it in. Cameron, Funderburk, back to Heil up top. Hardin started to load up, then we'll pull it back. Excuse me, that's O'Connell. Here's behind the net to Cameron. Westhaver right in front. Cameron tried to feed it to him. O'Connell instead Heil. He fires and he scores! Jake Heil off the assist from O'Connell. Watch the quick feed. O'Connell, here's stepping into that shot, and not much they can do on that as Jake Heil fires that one home. Goal number 17 on the year for the Blue Jays, or for the Elmhurst freshman midfielder.
Number 3, Jake Heil, assisted by Dan O'Connell.
And Elmhurst padding their lead now, 6-2. They cash in on the extra man. We mentioned the high-scoring numbers of Hardin, Westhaver, and Funderburk, but not to be left out of the mix for Elmhurst. Jake Kyle, that's goal number 17 for him. Cameron's got 15 on the season. And O'Connell, after his goal earlier, has number 10. And a whistle and a violation on the faceoff against Rami Ringling. It'll be North Central ball. 9:30 to go in this third quarter. Elmhurst has doubled their lead. Was a 2-goal lead at the start. Now it's a 4-goal lead at 6-2. That one poked out of the stick again by Hurst. Stokes knocked it loose. We got a mad scramble for it. It looked like it was Elmhurst who came up with it. They did. As the Blue Jays force a turnover. Elmhurst setting up offensively. And a turnover going to be whistled on Westhaver. Elmhurst was in the midst of some changes, instead a turnover. And here comes North Central on a clearing attempt. Nice job by Eric Hurst to snatch one out of the air. He tries to fire wide, and it looked like that was number 12, Carter Meyer, coming across, getting a piece of the stick. Sent that one well wide, but North Central remains on possession with 8:25 to go in the quarter. Weaver with Meyer right on top of him. Pirelli starts to drive in. Saved by Benastia, loose on the floor, on the field, and North Central comes up with it. Pirelli with the ground ball pickup. Trying to wind up, now some double team pressure by the Blue Jays. In front, shooting it wide, is Weaver. 7:53 as the clock winds here in the third quarter. Still a long way to go in this game. Cardinals have put not out, far from out of this, only down 4. They've put up a lot of offensive numbers on the season. Ground ball shot, that one bouncing into Benastia. He makes the save and then picks it up on the ground ball. Elmhurst seem to be a little more content now to take their time. There's Jake Cambron. Waits for O'Connell to join him. O'Connell. Now Mac Hardin. Operates behind the cage. Sent that one wide for Funderburk, too wide. And another turnover. Turnovers have plagued the Blue Jays a little bit so far this contest. That's number 13 on Elmhurst. 11 for North Central. Another clearing attempt for the Cardinals now following the turnover. Haven't completed it yet. That one looks like it's hacked loose on the far side. Cardinals trying to call timeout. They didn't have possession. Now they do. And now they don't. Guess they will take back that timeout request. Could hear him saying for timeout, and the official said you didn't have it. But a good pickup on the far sideline in traffic for North Central. Jared Weaver will lob it all the way back up top to Pirelli. Elmhurst has had most of the action this quarter. Driving in, checked loose again out of the stick. I think that was Manley who forced that one. And a pickup for Elmhurst, a turnover on North Central, and the Blue Jays will start their clear attempt. Benastia will trot all the way out, looking for some open players across the midfield line. He's got Funderburk. Ty Funderburk. Far side. Stepping around a defender was Westhaver, and instead had the angle cut off nicely by North Central. He'll dish back to Hardin behind the net. and Elmhurst will reset. Clock winding down, approaching the 5-minute mark to go in the third quarter. Elmhurst 6, North Central 2. 2 more this half for the Blue Jays. O'Connell. That one in and out of the stick of Canberra. Nice recovery. Cameron dishes in front. Westhaver with the shot and a great save by Dylan Coast. Getting a piece of that one. Westhaver had a great look inside and Coast up for the challenge that time. Harden races towards the near side post. Dish back to Cameron, and that one just flung loose. I don't think that was deflected. It's not. It's just a straight up turnover. And North Central will take over across midfield. I think that one just slipped out of the stick that time of Cameron. And now North Central will see if they can capitalize on the Elmhurst turnover. 4 minutes to go in the third. Huizinga to Perilli. Underneath to Boyle, in front Hurst, right in front of him. Nice defensive pressure by the Blue Jays. Here comes Perilli, saved by Benastia. Loose on the field one more time, and Perilli's got it. Great save by Nick Benastia, dropping down low to get that one. Elmhurst unable to get the ground ball, though, so North Central with another chance. 3.5 to go in the quarter now. Long pass and another airmail turnover by the Cardinals. Huizinga trying to put some zip on it, and he certainly did, but just zipped it over the head of his intended target. So Elmhurst will take over. Clear attempt for the Blue Jays is complete. Funderburk operating down low with Westhaver and Harden. Cameron. Now O'Connell. Coming on now is Mike Foytlin for the Blue Jays. Elmhurst changing it up a little bit personnel-wise as Foytlin joining the attack. Clock down to 2.5 to go in the quarter. Starting to drive in is Foytlin. Cut off. Leaves for Cameron. Cameron with a little opening. Kicks back out. Foytlin brings it. Shoots it wide. On the pickup behind the net, though, are the Blue Jays. That's Harden. Harden scores! Just waited for the defenders to get loose. You see Harden behind the net. Gonna fake, gonna fake, gonna fake again. Which way is he gonna go? Defender goes out after him, and Harden just runs the other way. 1-on-1 and another bounce shot for Mac Harden. Goal number 5 for the Elmhurst sophomore.
Number 2, Mac Harden.
He has run his total up to 44 on the season now. Dominating offensively so far as Elmhurst in control right now. 7-2 they lead it. Have outscored the Cardinals 3-0 this half. Should be worth noting here as well, Elmhurst wins the draw. Get back to my thought here momentarily. Worth noting now, with those goals on the season, Mac Harden has now set a new single-season Elmhurst goals record. Former mark was 41 by Drew Wassenaar, set in 2014. And Harden, who had 34 last year, well, he's got 5 more than that today. Entered today with 39. Now he's got 44. That one pass telegraphed a little bit by Heil. And there to break it up is North Central, but last off the stick of Tominari, so it'll maintain Elmhurst ball as the Blue Jays catch a break. What could have been a turnover, and now another turnover chance, and this one is against the Blue Jays. So the Cardinals with a chance with 1:25 to go in the third trying to crack the scoreboard this half, as Elmhurst has controlled the pace in the third quarter. Driving in, here's Sean Hawks, and we got a whistle and a timeout going to be taken by North Central with 1 minute and 12 seconds to go.
Cardinals.
I mentioned that Mac Harden had set a new single season goal record with his 44th, 3 better than the previous record. Well, he's also surpassed the point record for a season already. He did that last week, I believe. Now with his 44th goal, he's got 62 points on the season. That's 12 better than Drew Wassner's mark of 50 set during the 2014 season. As the Blue Jays have found themselves some young offensive players to build around. Harden just a sophomore. Funderburk a freshman as well. Those two having a great connection going on in the early on here. As Funderburk is approaching the single season assist record as well for Elmhurst. He's at 19. That's now the second highest mark on the season, for a season, excuse me. Alex Oped has the single season mark of 22 set during 2014. Westhaver honored earlier today during senior day as Elmhurst career leader in goals and points. Harden's going to catch him in no time here. As in just 2 years, Harden was already ranked second in both of those categories. Cardinals have a couple goalkeepers warming up on the sideline. I don't know if we're going to make a change or not. Doesn't look like it as Coast comes back in. But we did see Chase Gozdiak and Ross Hickson warming up on the sideline during the timeout. We'll keep an eye on that as we're back underway here. 1:05 to go in the third quarter. North Central desperately trying to get on the scoreboard here in the third. Spinning free, Weaver. Some pressure put on by the Blue Jays, and a flag flies. So the Cardinals going to get to an extra man here, and the pass broken up out of the air by Kalani Flowers, but that'll blow it dead as the Blue Jays going to be penalized. And a slashing penalty will go against Eric Langston. Costly penalty for the Blue Jays. Not only do you put North Central on the man advantage, but you lose one of your best defenders in Eric Langston in the process too. So this one will carry over into the second quarter, into the fourth quarter, if North Central does not score here. North Central desperately trying to take advantage. Pass thrown away though, loose on the field. It's coming right in front of the Elmhurst sideline, and it will roll out. Another turnover on the Cardinals. And now a flag flies against North Central as Cameron brings it across midfield around 3 people. He's going to, I think Elmhurst would be content to wind this one down a little bit with 20 seconds to go, and they'll start the fourth quarter then even, and another flag flies from the far side. So 2 flags down. Let's see if this time the Blue Jays will get 2 carrying over. Down to 6 seconds to go. Elmhurst is just going to wind this one out. No reason to shoot this one at all, as Elmhurst will just let the clock go down. They kill out the 46 seconds, and you see Mark Morrell. He is fired up on the Elmhurst sideline, pumping up the Blue Jays right now as they lead it 7-2 after 3 quarters.
Heading into the fourth quarter, Elmhurst 7, North Central 2.
Now there's about 15 seconds left on the penalty to Langston. Again, 2 flags came down, one on the far side here, one on the near side. So let's see, as the officials are in conference once again, how this one sorts out. So Elmhurst, I believe, will start this one on at least a man advantage, maybe going to 2 here once the penalty to Langston expires. Elmhurst having its way with the Cardinals in the third quarter. Shots now evening up a little bit, 25-16 in favor of the Cardinals. But boy, you want to talk about putting shots on goals. Elmhurst has put 14 of their 16 shots on net, while the Cardinals have put just 5 of 25 on net. So a technical or offsides on North Central was the one of those penalties, and a holding call against North Central on, I think, Danny Boyle. So the officials still sorting things out here as we get set to start the fourth quarter. They'll switch sides one more time. Elmhurst 7-2 right now, leading this contest. It was 4-2 Elmhurst. They tack on 3 in the second half. And now Elmhurst head coach Mark Morrell going to get the explanation here from the official. As they keep sorting things out here, a little change over here. Yep, 2 men in the penalty area for North Central. So Elmhurst will start possession because of the man advantage without a face-off here. So they will have an immediate advantage here. An immediate advantage here, and then two-man, they'll get a two-man advantage quickly into it, but that two-man won't last, as North Central's penalty is only 30 seconds. And the Blue Jays just going to hold this ball here and run some clock down and maybe wait for that two-man to expire. And here we go. Now they're going to move quickly with a two-man advantage. Langston back on. Here walking in, starting his way forward. Swing around Harden. Back up top to Harden. One penalty over, they score! Harden had the assist, it's O'Connell with the goal. Harden from the top finds O'Connell. You see him walk right in on the goal line with the angle and bury it, 8-2. That will be an extra man goal. A man advantage goal, and the penalties to North Central now over.
27, Dan O'Connell, assisted by Harden.
The first penalty had already released for North Central, but that one was still an extra man goal. As the Blue Jays cash in on the North Central penalty and go up 8-2, their biggest lead of the night. Building on that at 6 goals now. Face off to get things started again here as Rami Ringling for Elmhurst, and a violation against North Central. So Ringling credited with a win on the violation by the Cardinals. And there's a big flags coming everywhere. That's going to be a cross-check or pushing, whatever you want to call that, as they're going to get Fitzgerald for that one. That was crystal clear. 2 officials saw that one. 14 minutes to go on the clock, and Elmhurst about to go on another man advantage here. But in the meantime, they can maybe take advantage here as well. This is Ty Funderburk behind the net, works it around to Harden. Harden dances in, skips that pass down low under the net, or behind the net rather, to Harden. It's scooped up and covered up by North Central and Coast. And a penalty going to go now against North Central as Fitzgerald will come off. See officially what they charge him with. And an unnecessary roughness charge is what they're going to book Fitzgerald on. So 8-2, Elmhurst right back on the man advantage. So a 1-minute extra man opportunity for Elmhurst. Harden. Funderburk, the Blue Jays closing in a little bit on the goal. Now they'll back it out. Funderburg. Heil. Here's Harden. Walks in, unloads and scores. Mac Harden from the 25-yard line. Saw the opening. I'm going to give the assist to Heil. You can here. Harden a couple steps, gets a clean look, and buries it.
Elmhurst goal, number 2, Mac Harden, assisted by Jake Heil.
Boy, Mac Harden is having himself a game so far for the Blue Jays. 9-2 as Elmhurst has opened up a commanding lead now. .13 left to go in regulation. Ringling with the clean win, now checked away and taken away by Pardo. Nice job by Nick Pardo, recovery after Ringling won the faceoff clean. Pardo took it away. And now here's a turnover. Walking in, here's Funderburg one-on-one. He scores! Well, it doesn't get much easier than that, folks. Watch this. Funderburg off the one hop, one-on-one, no defender in sight, and he just buries it.
Elmhurst goal, number 11, Ty Funderburg.
As the Blue Jays make the Cardinals pay for a costly turnover on their side of the field, and boy, Funderburg, his eyes must have been really wide on that one as he had nobody in front of him on a clean pickup, and he beat Dylan Coast easily to the outside. And a now 8-goal cushion for the Blue Jays, who have poured it on here in the second half. And another violation here against the Blue Jays. Ringling been guilty of a few of those this contest. So North Central with possession. Be interesting to see the final statistics here on this one when the shots totals in the second half are clear. And another loose turnover for the Blue Jays. Eric Langston just picked it right out of the stick of Jared Weaver. There's Jackson Manley, will trot across midfield, set things up for the Blue Jays offensively. Manley. Here's Mac Harden. Harden lobs out to O'Connell. Mike Foytland joining the offensive unit one more time for the Blue Jays. Foytland to O'Connell. As O'Connell directing traffic for Elmhurst. Starts to run in. Trying to dodge his way free and round his defenseman. Nice job in traffic is Tomarani for the Cardinals. Faking the shot, losing his footing, and now having it taken away is Foytland. Here come the Cardinals looking to counter. This is Bradford. Bradford leaves for Perilli. Cardinals down 8, trying to get something going offensively. As North Central will set things up. Starting to drive in is Bradford. Cutter in the middle and a save. Bonastia got a piece of that one, I believe, off the stick of Huizinga. North Central with the ground ball pickup. Cardinals retain possession again. Pirelli behind the net. Shot all loose on the field, and it looks like Elmhurst comes away with it. Stokes had it momentarily. Now it's checked loose by the Cardinals. still on the field, and Stokes pulls it back down with a ground ball pickup. Will get it to his goalie and settle things down. Eric Langston fires over the middle. As Elmhurst completes the clear, Westhaver lost it for a second, but picks it up on the one hop. Whistle, and I think Elmhurst is going to call a timeout here.
Timeout called by Elmhurst.
So it is a timeout for the Blue Jays. So here's the numbers here. In the first half, it was North Central out shooting Elmhurst 20-8, including a 12-4 edge in the second quarter. But since then, Elmhurst out shooting the Cardinals 8-5 in the third, 3-2 in the fourth. Now a 19 for the Blue Jays, 27 for the Cardinals. But we've made a big point about the number of shots on goal. And Elmhurst has, if you look at that, 13 shots on goals on 19 shots. The Cardinals, just 10 of 27 have landed on shot. Nick Bonastia, very strong play so far in goal for the Blue Jays. He's got 8 saves. Meanwhile, Coast with 3 saves for the Cardinals. Elmhurst, well, he said trying to secure a spot in the CCIW tournament. It's probably not 100% cemented in stone, but pretty darn close to it with a win tonight. With wins over Carroll, wins over Dubuque. Elmhurst mathematically will have the tiebreaker over both those squads. North Central with this loss would, if they were to hold score say the same, would fall to 1-3 in the league. So yeah, Elmhurst would basically guarantee their spot tonight in the conference tournament. And a new keeper in for North Central as well. Ross Hickson has come on for Cost. And a first shot by Carter Meyer goes wide. But Westhaver, the closest player there to it. It'll be Elmhurst ball. Clock rolling, 9 minutes to go. Some changes here offensively for the Blue Jays. Carter Meyer joining the attack. And Elmhurst is going to get caught with a turnover here as they threw that one away. You're going to see the Blue Jays start eating a lot more clock here the rest of the way here. With an 8-goal cushion, they're going to be content to try to take as much time off the clock as they can. Meanwhile, North Central desperate to try to get something started here in the second half. Trying to cut into that lead. Here's Weaver. Behind the net to Boyle. Boyle to Weaver. Weaver trying to bounce it in. Goes right into the stick of Bonastia. Clearing attempt for the Blue Jays. Completed. Sprinting up is Meyer. A little shove in the back. Maintains possession though. And now Elmhurst and Funderburg can waste some time a little bit. Funderburg behind the net, now to Harden. They will lob it back up top to Meyer, plays it on the short hop. And O'Connell now trying to get around his man in Stephen Fawkes. Meyer with a step behind will start the shot clock. In front, shot and a save. And waiting to see if they had the shot. Mark Morrell asking why the shot, and now the reset. Well, that was a shot on goal for the Blue Jays, and a big save as taking his first test was Hickson in goal. I have a feeling you might see the shot clock go on a few more times now in this fourth quarter, as Elmhurst going to waste some time, spread things out a little bit. Here's Heil, down low, coming back. Here's Meyer unloading, and a big save by Hickson. Ross Hickson getting low to scoop that one up. Carter Meyer with a good look, but Hickson there up for the challenge. Cardinals back the other way now, trying to get something going offensively. Working down below is Tanner James. Right on top of him is Stokes. And the Cardinals will swing back. Huizinga trying to cut in. Trying to center pass. It was broken up by Stokes. Boyle able to get it back though for the Cardinals. Now his pass is loose on the turf, and coming away with it are the Blue Jays. This is Kalani Flowers. He can move pretty darn fast, and now he just lost it out of his stick. Loose on the field momentarily, and it's Harden who comes away with it. Dodging and his way through traffic, and a flag's going to fly. I think that's going to be a slash. You saw him grab his arm as the stick came across. As the ball loose on the field coming back across the midline will blow it dead, as the Blue Jays will go back to the extra man. See if we can figure out what the penalty is. It is a slash. So Elmhurst huddling right now. But they will go back on the attack here with the extra man. Trying to get it down low to O'Connell. He lost it though. John Fitzgerald, I think number 9, the man who broke that one up for the Cardinals. He comes away with it. North Central trying to get it clear. It's checked out of there though by O'Connell. O'Connell with the ground ball pickup for Elmhurst. Still a man advantage for Elmhurst. In front, shooting it and just putting it wide was Westhaver. In pursuit. And now the restart for the Blue Jays. That's Cambron. As the clock winding down to 4 minutes to go. Even strength now. Penalty over. In front, Westhaver scores! Westhaver from O'Connell. Couple of touch passes for the Blue Jays as Elmhurst pouring it on here on the Cardinals, 11-2.
Elmhurst goal number 5, Matt Westhaver. Assisted by Dan O'Connell.
So back to the face-off down. One more time, it'll be Ringling for the Blue Jays. I believe believe that's Tominari again for North Central. It is. Still loose on the turf. Won by North Central. You're going to have a tripping penalty against Elmhurst here. Pardo won it off this, picked up the ground ball after the win on by North Central and Tominari, and I think they're going to get Noah Monahan with a trip. We wait for the official word. Nope, not a trip. I'm going to give him a holding penalty. So a 30-second technical penalty. So an extra man opportunity for the Cardinals. As the clock running with 3:35 to go. Elmhurst shutting out the Cardinals in the second half. North Central on the far side, it's Huizinga. Behind the net, work it around up top. Huizinga dekes around Estrada, who's out there for the Blue Jays now. Elmhurst going a little deeper into this bench now on senior day. In front, shooting and scoring. And the drought for North Central is over, courtesy of Jared Weaver from Noah Perot. Had the assist, 11-3 with 3:02 to go. I believe that is on the extra man.
North Central goal number 18, Jared Weaver, assisted by Noah Perot.
It does go as an extra man goal. Penalty came at 3:37, the goal at 3:32. Hadn't quite joined the play just yet. And a whistle and a violation against North Central on the face-off. Against Elmhurst on the face-off. So win for North Central. Flag comes flying in here. Possibly something said. Maybe that's a way away. And now a whistle. And are we going to call the officials together again? Mark Morrell walking across midfield. I think he knows this is against Elmhurst. Can only imagine that maybe somebody said something here, but let's see what the call is. Three minutes on the clock. So they're going to put 3 minutes back on the clock. So a penalty to Ringling. Not sure what they called on that. But I think so. The clock rolling now. North Central with another man advantage, and the Cardinals, that one's loose on the field, and a nice recovery by North Central and Huizinga to scoop that one up, prevent a turnover. You hate to give the ball up when you've got the extra man. Cardinals whip that one along the goal line. James, work around, Huizinga, shot coming, and a goal. Jared Weaver from Tommy Huizinga. That one for sure an extra man goal. And it's 11-4, the Cardinals with two quick strikes. Not over yet, but time
goal number 18, Jared Weaver,
not on North Central's side, down 7 goals with 2.5 minutes to go. 2 quick strikes for the Cardinals, cashing in on some Elmhurst penalties. One for sure, an extra man. One was right at the expiration of the previous penalty. Would have been credited either way. Ringling with a clean win on the faceoff for the Blue Jays. Pass on the field is loose, though. Ringling picks it back up on the ground ball for Elmhurst. Looks like Mark Morrell playing most of his seniors now on senior day. See Nathan Klemek out there on offense for Elmhurst. Saw Tony Estrada back on defense as well. Clock under 2 minutes to go. Elmhurst going to wind some more clock. Check. Ball is checked out of the stick of Heil, but into the stick of O'Connell. See if this. And we'll start the shot clock again here as Elmhurst taking some time off the clock, down to 1:26 to go. The Blue Jays have done this before where they've been content to just wind that clock down and take the turnover and not even try to necessarily get a shot off here. 10 seconds, and that's what pretty much what Cameron's just doing, just dancing around, dodging, diving, ducking. In front now, Westhaver, he scores! That's what it looked like they were doing, at least, as Cameron working his way through some traffic. Instead, Westhaver, when the double team came, Westhaver found himself wide open and a clean run in front along the goal line. So just when I spoke a little too soon, thought Elmhurst was going to wind it down. So a face-off with 1:02 to go. It's a 12-4 Elmhurst lead, and this one all but sewn up here for the Blue Jays. Ringling wins it and a ground ball. The Elmhurst freshman brings it across. Westhaver with 50 seconds to go. You're going to see him waste a lot of time here on the far side, run some clock off. Charlie Rubin out on offense for the Blue Jays as well. One of the seniors, you can hear the bench encouraging him to shoot it. Instead, will be knocked loose by the Cardinals, a turnover for North Central. Long clear all the way downfield, and that one is going to go past everybody into the corner, giving chase, trying to keep it in, and can't. Ten seconds to go, and the Blue Jays have it, and they will run it off. Benastia will just let it fly as the horn sounds. And Elmhurst comes away with a convincing 12-4 win over North Central. Let's look at the final numbers here in this contest. For what was a pretty one-sided shots advantage for North Central for the longest time, it finishes 30-25 only as the Blue Jays really outshoot the Cardinals in the second half. 9 saves for Elmhurst and Nick Benastia in goal.
In the CCIW. North Central is now 9-4.
The Blue Jays 12 of 19 on the face-off, 16 of 16 perfect on the night from clears. How about this one?
6 goals today.
3
Matt
of
Hardin
5.
sets the Elmhurst single season record for most goals scored. He now has 45 on the year.
As PA announcer Luke Tanaka announcing Matt Hardin's single season record.
The Blue Jays will round out their regular season.
3 of 5 for the Blue Jays on the extra man advantage tonight. North Central just 1 of 6.
Thank you for your support of Elmhurst men's lacrosse this season.
Look at the individual stats for Elmhurst as the Blue Jays with Mac Hardin, 7-point night, 6 goals on 10 shots. He had an assist as well. Matt Westhaver added 2 goals for the Blue Jays. Dan O'Connell had 2 for Elmhurst. Ty Funderburk, a goal and 3 assists for a 4-point night. And we talked about Nick Benastia in goal, 9 saves for the Elmhurst keeper. For North Central, quick look, Weaver with 2, Hurst with 2. They account for all the offense for the Cardinals. Once again, our score 12-4, the final score for Elmhurst. This is their final home game of the season as the Blue Jays secure a spot in the CCIW tournament with the win over North Central. So for our entire crew, Phil Petrusik, Glenn Liljeberg, and our PA announcer and statistician Luke Tanaka, my name is Kevin Jude saying so long, everybody. Thanks for watching Elmhurst Men's Lacrosse on Blue Jay TV. Have a great night.